sleep. It's about bullying. So I said maybe when I wake up, I will just try to thought or my take on it. So what really give me the idea of talking about bullying your own kid? Is that I heard one mom says, "I rather bully my kids than other people bullying them." When the first time I heard that a mom said, I said, "What the hell are you thinking? This is your own flesh and blood. Why would you want to bully them? Why would you want to hurt them?" It was really sad. I cannot imagine myself doing that to my own child. But then we are not all the same thing, you know. We have our own. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is not working properly. It just keep on, I don't know, reconnecting. Anyway, so I was talking about bullying earlier. I don't know which part was not recorded. Anyway, this is live stream, so I didn't prepare any writings or script. I just want to have to take on my what's inside my brain. So I was really not happy listening to her talking about the bullying her kids, that because her kids would get bullied and she was angry, and then she was said that maybe out of anger, I don't know, but if even me, I cannot say that to my own child that I rather bully you than other people bullying you. It's when your kid hear about it, it's like they will not be very happy, and they will feel sad because and maybe dejected that the parent can say that they will bully you. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to say that. Just imagine yourself being bullied, how painful it is. And these children, they are helpless. They need us to teach them, to care for them, to keep their environment safe. And you are the one bullying them? I mean, there's really something wrong with your brain if you want to bully your own kids. Instead of saying that, maybe you don't mean it. I don't know. But as I saw it, how you behave, I think I am not really going to judge you. But as my take on what you said, is that if you really cared about well-being of your kids, you're supposed to teach them how to prevent being bullied. Like teaching them to be assertive. The thing is, kids who are being bullied at homes, they think that bullying is normal. They may even think that they deserve it. So when some people bully them, they think it's normal that they get bullied because at home they're also being bullied. And the effect of being bullied is very bad. It's very bad on the self-confidence. Mm, and when and in my own thoughts, in my own beliefs, bullying is abused. Really, it's a verbal abused. And if you beat your own child, and then it's physical abuse as well. But if it's just negative words, words that demean and put them down, making them feel bad, that they think that what you said is true. Well, you are the parent, so all the things that you said to your kids, you're the first person that they trusted. They think you're their God. They admire you. They every word you said when they're young, they will believe because they think you're even perfect. So, coming these demeaning words, even if they feel bad, they might think it's true because it came from my parents. So I cannot imagine how it feels like for a kid to trust the parents, and then this trust is being crushed because you bullied your own kids. I mean, really, I know it's really difficult for me to comprehend that a parent in this modern day age. I mean, we have so much information in our hand that tells us the negative effect of bullying, and still you want to bully your own kid. I mean, so much research have been done how bad is the effect of bullying. You even saw or heard or read in the internet and the news that a child or a teenager or any kids was being bullied at school. They even committed suicide. Even social media bullying caused a kid or a teenager to commit suicide. How much more from a parent? How much negative effect have you put your child? Really, how much mental torture you inflicted on them just to bully them. I cannot imagine. Really, it's so saddening. Maybe some parent didn't realize how bad is the effect of bullying your child. Maybe you were just thinking, oh, I'm just saying this thing without thinking. Really, or I'm just angry and just, especially when you're angry, you don't realize what you're saying. That's why when you're angry, you need to cool down before you say something out from your mouth. Once it come out, you cannot take it back. When you're angry, you say some negative things that can be hurtful. So even me is not immune to that kind of anger. Uh, so I really try my best to mm, not to say things when I'm angry. Really. So anyway, that's my thought on the bullying thing. It's really bad if the parent is the one who bullied their own child, and they're not even they don't even realize that they bully their kids. So I hope that these words can open your eyes to the reality that the words that you said when you're angry can really affect your child's emotional growth and their mental health. So one of the effect of bullying or being abused at home is that the children will develop some mental health problems later on, and some studies I read that it can even cause poor judgment, you know, poor decision making. I observe some people who get beaten at home. They really have poor uh, judgment or poor decision making. I mean, I know a person who I'm not going to say anything about it anyway. It's really poor judgment or poor decision making. Maybe it's the anyway. It's just focus on the bad decision making. Uh, Even me, I'm not really good at decision making sometimes. Maybe because I also get when I was maybe the old people before they never think that beating, or spanking is really a physical abuse. They think that when they're doing discipline or they're disciplining you. I mean, you made mistakes, and then they just punk you or beat you up without even explanation why they did that. It's just because they're angry because they told you to they send you for an errand to buy. I remember I got sent to an errand to buy a vinegar because my mom wants to cook adobo and we ran out of vinegar. So they sent me an errand to buy vinegar. And I'll never forget this incident because it really, I feel really bad about it. So of course, I went, but I'm just a kid, so I saw other kids playing on my way to go to the store, so I played with them as well. I never think about errand that I supposed to do. I totally forget about it because I saw my friends play, so I play with them. And then maybe I played so long, then I totally forget about the vinegar. And then my father was looking for me, and when he saw me playing with my friends, he was so angry. I don't know. He never controlled his anger. He just, you know, hit me. Uh, really, I think I was spanked in front of my friend. It was so really embarrassing. I mean, until now, the emotional damage is still there. It still sticks on my mind. That's why I never even even say something bad to my child in front of other people because the emotional impact is it lasts lifelong. Look at me, I'm an adult, and still I am thinking about that one incident that really I can never forget. So how much more for these young children nowadays? I mean, anyway, yeah. So I was thinking what my father was doing. Why? Well, it's just a vinegar. I mean, uh, anyway, it's really unreasonable why he gets so angry and smunk me in front of other people. Really, it's maybe he was hungry because my mom was going to cook adobo. But is that an excuse to beat me in front of other children? Really, it's really so much mental damage it caused me. Until now, I can never forget that incident in my life. So that's why I'm so careful. I never say something negative in front of other people when it comes to my child because I know the damage. So maybe that caused me, I some bad decision making in my life. I don't think I am very good at decision making, like an instant decision making, unless I think it through, like taking an insurance. I mean, I took an insurance in a company that is a Filipino company. I mean, they, when you check the history, you will find out that it's not really a very stable company. Anyway, most of the Filipino company, when it comes to insurance, they tend to not to be successful. I mean, there are always something problem about the the asset, unlike the international one, or that they are really a company that is big and lots of asset. Anyway, so that's one of the bad decision making I did, which is the company now is under frozen. Anyway, so uh, I made some bad decision making in my life, an instant one. But if I really think it through and analyze things, then yeah, I can make a good decision making. But when I made an instant one, it deems mostly to fail. So I think that's the effect of being abused. You had to make a really bad decision making, instant, especially instant one, or short-term decision making. Anyway, so I really advocate that parents don't bully your own kids. You know, the strong words that you came out from your mouth when you're angry, it can really be a verbal abuse. So try to say something when you're so angry. Just go some room, quiet place and relax and let the anger cool down before you face your child again. Because when you're angry, your emotion is really affected. Even your thinking process is really affected. So try to cool down first before you say something demeaning or negative that can affect your child's mental and emotional growth. So that's my take on the bullying your own kids. And then I wrote it down when I wake up, just I do not forget. So I have this habit of things process in my brain, the ideas come. And then when I don't write it down, I forget about it. And then when I try to recall it, I can't remember it. So I made the small notebook and where I go. So every time I had an idea, I just wrote it down so I will not forget about it, which is very useful. So I wrote down when I wake up the second topic that I want to discuss is it a waste of money taking the driver's license exam and not allowing your kids to fail it? So so you rather buy a license for your kid instead? I mean, I think there will be some people say, yeah, it's waste of money to let them take exam again and again and they just simply fail it. I mean, yeah, if you're a rich person, you can just let your kid keep on failing until they succeed their income, I mean, their license. So I think there's been a division of ideas in here. So in my opinion, uh, how will you get a driver's license? I mean, how if you cannot afford it, a car, then why would you get a license in the first place? So it means when you want to have a driver's license, you already have a car or you can afford to buy a car. So it means you have money, isn't it? So there's the money in question is not the money is not the question here, or you can afford or not, or you can't afford. The question here is that do you allow your kids to fail? For me, I I of course I will allow my kids to fail. Failure or making mistakes, it makes us strong, it makes us resilient. Experiencing this kind of thing is makes you stronger. Beside this kind of mistake, it's not a major one. Unlike getting pregnant when you're a teenager, that's a major mistake. I will not allow my child pregnant when she's just a teenager. I will do my very best to protect her. I will even go to her prom and watch over her. Yeah, I will do that. Just to protect her from having pregnancy. So that kind of thing is a major mistake or you know, but taking a driver's license exam, even if she fails 10 times, I will still allow her as long as I can afford to pay the exam money. How much it is? I mean, 1,000, 2,000 pesos? The learning experience and becoming stronger and become resilient is cannot be bought by money. Really, if you can afford a car, then you can afford for you to pay your child's exam money. You know, Eh, how much is a car? It's very expensive. I think the cheapest one is like 800,000 or 700,000 pesos. So, how much is that driver's license exam fee? Really? Why would you both? What kind of values are you teaching your kids? Buying license for them? Eh, First of all, you are endangering your kids because taking an exam is for people or experts to know that you're a person or can knows the roads rules and regulation. If you don't know, then you cannot answer properly in the exam. So this is for safety. So you are first of all you're endangering your child because you are paying money to get the license. Do you know that your kids knows all the rules and the regulation and the safety measures in driving a car? Anyway, so that's the first thing I was thinking, and then the second is that uh, the the lesson, the most important thing is the lesson learned from failing. When you fail, yeah, and in my experience, I fail exams too. Mm, like when I took the NCLEX for the first time, uh, I failed it. I, it's a computerized exam. I was in 200 something, and still, the computer kept going on. Maybe it get confused that it gives me a question and then I answer it right and it gives me a harder one and then I answer it wrong or give me a medium. I don't know, but the thing is that maybe I was not uh, constantly answering correct, so the computer is having hard time and finally it just stopped at like 200 something. Uh, it's one of the longest exam I ever take. I didn't actually studied at that time. I just take it for granted that I passed the CGFNS, so it will be the same exam. Oh, it's not. It's more practical. CGFNS is more on theory, while NCLEX is more on practical. It's more on application. In a way, if you don't know the culture in the US, it will be difficult for you to answer the NCLEX. So I failed NCLEX for the first time. So what I learned from the failure is that I have to study hard, learn the American way of nursing. So I did the research in the internet, answers question, uh, and collects question, and then I realized it's really more on their culture and the way they take care of patients and the way they implement things in the hospital. So that's the big difference between NCLEX and CGFNS. Anyway, let's go back to the failing part. So I learned to study more hard. So that's what it makes me more resilient. I didn't accept failure as it is. I mean, I just keep on fighting. So the next time I took an exam, it's just very easy for me. I don't want to brag it, but I answer 60 items and then the computer stops. So it means that I answer mostly correct. So even when I finished the exam, I know I passed. When I took an exam, I know when I pass or fail. Because I always counted how much points I answered correct, and I'm very sure about it. So when I finished the exam, I know I passed. Unlike when I took the first time, that I was in doubt because I know some and I don't know some because I didn't study in a way. So failure is a good thing. Making mistake is a good thing. Don't take it as a negative. This is our learning life experience. So, like exam, let your kid failed unless it's a major exam. But then like prelim midterm, they can still study hard and then pass it. What I mean is that driver's license, all you have to is all it does is take is to study and the money to pay for the exam. So if you can afford a car, you can afford to pay for the exam. So why not allow your kid to fail? Really, you are, and the only and the other thing, buying the driver's license, paying for it, is a corruption. I mean, you are encouraging this kind of practice that you can buy a driver's license. Really, I'm not perfect person, but if my kid cannot pass the exam, it means that she needs to study more. She needs to learn more about the safety. But anyway, I'm not buying car, so I don't have to worry about it. But the point here is that let your kid fail driver's license or other exam that is. Don't buy exam for them. I mean, let them work hard. If it's just a question of money and you can afford it, then let them retake the exam under maybe 10 times. So many successful people, they fail so many times until they succeed. Even the scientists, how many times they failed an experiment before we can get what we have now, what we enjoyed modern things now. They fail so many times, but they give up? No, they never give up. They keep on going on until they finally uh, found the solution or the problem and solve it. So it's the same thing with taking exam. Don't shield your kids for failure, or don't think that money is wasted on exam that they failed. It's not wasted. The lesson that they learn from it is valuable, unless you don't think that it's valuable. But for me, I with my if I show my child failing an exam at school, I just told her, what's the problem? Do you need a help from me? Or why don't you go and research in YouTube? I even learned equation. In school I was very bad in equation because it was not properly explained. But when I watch it in YouTube, it's so simple, and then, my goodness, I could have better grades if my teacher is like this. Anyway, so yeah. So I mean, we are in a technology world now. If the if the school classroom or the environment, uh, teaching environment is not enough for you to understand things, then you can research in internet every information. So many YouTube teachers are make things so simple that it's easier to understand. So you help your kids overcome the failure, not buy the license for them. Really, it's and I didn't say anything to that person. But when it was, the topic was raised up, I was really in my heart. I was really disappointed. Really disappointed. Anyway, it's their own life, not mine. But I'm just uh, trying to dissect that event and share my thoughts on it in my live stream, hoping that people learn from it, hoping that people can weigh things before they decide what is good and what is not good for the kids. And is that is it right or wrong to shelter our kids from failing exams? So and how to handle failure. I For me, It's not a big deal. Just rise from it, uh, study hard, and take another exam. It's a very simple solution. There's always a solution for a problem, but don't take the easy way out. You don't learn anything from an easy way out. Just weaken your personality. Really makes you weaker. And even you think, oh, my parents will just pay anything for me. So why would I work hard? Why would I take an effort? Everything is handed to me. Life is easy. Life is easy. What if you're not there anymore and you're dead? What happened to your kid? Have you ever think about it? Well, it's your life, mine. Anyway, hopefully things turn out the best for parents that behave like that. I don't judge them for doing that. It's their life. I just want to discuss this kind of behavior. So the next one that I try to discuss is I wrote it down in my small magic notebook. Is the is the let me see. Beating my child is not abuse. Yeah. Okay. Then what is abuse to you? Yeah. Then I really if you think that beating your own kid is not abuse, then what is abuse to you? Uh, Making your child black and blue? Is that really? Oh, I don't know. So many studies and research have done about physical discipline, physical punishment. It's oh, why you even disagree with expert? They spend so much time researching this kind of thing, not to not to uh, make fool out of us. Yeah, some things in the world like sugar. So many because there's an in what is involved here is giant and big industry. So of course they will protect their interests. But research about behavior, what is there to protect? It's only to protect people, to inform people. Of course, for the people who did the research, is for them to gather the for the scientists. Some of them, of course, for fame, even for money, but most of them is doing it for the good of mankind. That's the main thing. So there's no what is involved. If you look at the bigger picture of the research about physical abuse, what is involved? Is there a big pharmacy involved in there? No, there is not much interest. It the most I think the most interest is from the people who do the research, because when the research become famous, they gain fame from it. So it's there's so not so much interest involved in this kind of research. So why would you disagree or not even believe that the physical abuse or physical discipline or punishment is not healthy? And let me or you can read actually. There is a verse in the Bible that says that spare the rod. I mean, you have to beat your child with a rod. Don't take it literally. It means that you have to discipline your kid when they misbehave or they did something bad. Don't just close your eyes and don't do anything when they behave badly, when they're kids. It's not about beating them. Eh, if God want us to beat our own kids, oh, why would there verses like train them, you know, train them to what you want them to be. The Bible doesn't advocate uh, violence to our own child. Don't distort, don't don't reason. Don't make a reason that spare the rod. I cannot fully remember the verse, but that's what it says. So no, don't use the Bible as an excuse, really. Anyway, let's not focus on the verse now. I can't remember. Maybe I have to check it out, the full verse. I just saying the essence of the verse. So what I'm trying to say is that research have done, and we have internet, modern technology to inform us that physical discipline or physical punishment is not effective. It can cause mental problems later on in the kid's life. And I think I have discussed or made a video about killers. So I did the research. There's an FBI profiler. I forgot his name. Anyway, it's in one of my video. You can check on the playlist of parenting for all. This profiler found out that so many of the killers or psycho killers, serial killers, they have very bad childhood. They've been abused, physical, mental, emotional, verbal. So much abuse happened in their child that it affects their mental health, emotional health, and it distorts their way of thinking. So there's a correlation between childhood trauma or physical abuse, mental, emotional, verbal abuse, even sexual abuse in creating a killer or a serial killer. So what is what lesson can we learn from it? Is that doing beating our kids is not good. It's okay. Let me just set an example. Let me beat you. Do you want me to beat you up? Okay. So if you allow me to beat you up, then you know how it feels like being beaten up, isn't it? Is it painful, right? It's even uh, it's not only physically painful. If the person you trusted, love, and and think that this person you can trust it, that this person is like a god to you, and suddenly abuse you physically or beat you up is an excuse, for physical abuse. Beating still the same. Well, what's the difference when when you beat up your kid? You're angry, right? So it's the anger, that triggers the violence. So if you're not angry, unless you are a mentally ill person, then you don't have to be angry to beat someone else. But as a normal person, usually you're angry when your child makes a mistake and you punish them by beating them up. So beating up or physical discipline or physical punishment is not the way to go for kids. It 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 creates or make it creates a problem or later on that they will develop a mental problem or mental disorder. I really disagree with physical punishment. Uh, there are so many ways to uh, punish or your kid. Like I I I, I did some punishment for my child when she misbehaved badly. I usually not allow her to eat dessert, or I don't cook dessert for her, or I remove internet, change the password, this kind of things that makes her so happy. I That's the way I punish her for misbehaving or behaving badly. But physical, physical abuse, physical punishment, I totally uh, disagree with it. And I hope that parents will do some research, not just listen to me and believe me. You need to do your own research. The internet, the World Wide Web is just within your reach. You can learn from it. The thing is that uh, some people they just read it. Yeah, it's true, or they will. Yeah, but the most important part is to practice it, implement it, and that's the most difficult actually, because sometimes we are set on our ways in our beliefs that it's difficult to change it. Some people, not all, believe that they grow up with being beaten, so they think that's the best punishment or the best consequence when their kids misbehavior is to physically discipline them or physically punish them. So it's difficult to change. It's really hard because it sets in our mind. We grew up with it, and all people thinks is normal. You know, they never think that it's abused. And yeah, most I saw so many people even listen to people talk about it, that that's why they are be they're successful right now because their parent beat them up and they makes mistake. I mean, I, but then when you look, I don't want to be so God. Then when you look at their life, yeah, they're successful, but they're I don't want to pinpoint, but uh, the next generation, it's anyway. Let's not talk about this thing, but my point is that there's something wrong with their mental, you know, the way they behave mentally. You can see it. Like they, one example is that they crave attention. They want approval. They uh, they easily get swayed. Even me, you know, I sometimes behave like that. Oh, my parents also beat me up. And corporal punishment seems to be normal in old ways. So, but what kind of look at me? I'm not perfect and make mistakes, and I have very bad decision making. I made so many mistakes in decision making. So, I think, in my own opinion, is the effect of being corporal punishment. You know, the corporal punishment is just not physical. They make you kneel on the. There's another make you kneel on the salt. It's very painful, really. And they think it's normal to inflict pain on the child. I mean, these are innocent people. You, uh, these are just kids. They don't even know why they being punished so hard. Uh, Good if you explain, but if you just punish without further explanation, ugh, really, that's so much mental torture is there. So, in my advocacy, that I really totally not agree with corporal or physical punishment. For me, it's an abuse. And whatever in whatever thought you have, agree or disagree with me, please comment down below. I appreciate uh, your thoughts as well. So I have to end my live stream for today. Thank you for watching and have a great day.